Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa here, and today's video is going to be getting into a pick a card reading all about what is ahead for you in the upcoming month of June 2024. But before we get into today's content, I do need to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, which is Peachy Baby's Slime Shop. So Peachy Babies makes all different textures of slime, and today I want to demo for you guys a couple of my favorite textures that were sent to me, and literally all of these are giving like millennial nostalgia core. So first up we have Dino Nuggie. So this is a soft jelly base, and it comes with these little Dino Nugget clay pieces that you can mix in yourself. Next up, we have Baby Oxalotl. Super cute pink color, and it's kind of like this crunchy texture. This is technically called a Snow Fizz textured slime. So you guys can see like it makes that like really crunchy sound. We also have this one called De-Stress Dough, which is another one of my favorites. And this one, you guys, is a butter texture slime, and they include these little charms that you can pop into there as well. But it just has such a soft, buttery, creamy texture to it. Peachy Babies drops new slimes weekly every single Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The store gets restocked with brand new slimes, and you never know what you're gonna find there. The slimes do sell out really quickly, usually by the end of the weekend. So if you're really wanting to get a specific slime, you need to act fast because they will be gone before you know it, and I have personal firsthand experience with this. Peachy Babies does ship internationally, and the more slime you purchase, the more cute special extras you'll receive in your shipment. So definitely visit my sponsor, Peachy Babies. You can visit them using the link that's here on the screen, or you can click the link down in the video description box below. The first 25 people to use the code Melissa will get a special discount where you can add 4 slimes to your cart and use my code to get 1 free. Thank you again to Peachy Babies for sponsoring today's video. Hello everyone, and welcome into today's reading. Today we're going to be looking into what's ahead for you in this upcoming month of June. So looking into kind of overall energies, themes, lessons, events, energies of significance that you will need to know about as you're navigating the upcoming month ahead. Today we will be working with both tarot oracle cards and charms and dice. So definitely make sure that you're staying until the end of your selected reading for all of that, because we tend to kind of get some nuanced and different messages from the charms that are kind of nice to add on. I will have everything timestamped in the description box down below, so if any of you prefer to just watch charms, you can skip ahead to that section for your chosen group. Do whatever works best for you. Getting into our disclaimers, remember that this is a general reading. So if anything in your selected reading is feeling confusing or doesn't really feel like it fits your situation, as a best practice in that situation, just release it and let it go and accept that the message was likely meant for someone else. Definitely don't sit and try to force something to fit that doesn't really feel as though it fits for your specific situation, okay? Again, these are general readings on YouTube, so sometimes they're gonna hit a lot of boxes for you. Other times they may feel like, no, that's not really for me. That's totally normal and that's totally okay. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, all the details on how you could book one will be linked in the description box down below. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading selection. So we have a choice today between 3 different groups to represent the 3 different reading options. Starting here, we have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about the upcoming month of June and what it is that you need to know. Go ahead and select the group of cards that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hey group one, and welcome to your reading. So we're jumping into the messages for your upcoming month of June. We will also be getting some charms and dice for you toward the ending of this message. I'll have all that timestamp for you in the description box down below in case you like to skip ahead to that part. But let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at the overall energies for you this month. So starting us off, we have an Ace of Pentacles. We have a Page of Pentacles. And we have number 19, Beyond Emotions. Okay. So we're going to start here. Group one. You know, Beyond Emotions is really interesting because you have a lot of very unemotional tarot cards here. So we have a lot of water coming up. But then we also have a lot of earth, very grounded, practical energies that are here. When I'm tapping into this energy of Beyond Emotions, I am feeling like for some of you, you're coming into the month of June with a situation that might be feeling a bit tumultuous, or there could be a situation in your life that's making you feel triggered. Because I am getting a little bit of this unease in the pit of my stomach. And so intuitively, it does feel like there's something going on that is pulling up stuff for you or making you feel triggered or making you feel off. But the key with this card, it's talking about going beyond emotions, right? And so it's like kind of important this month for you guys to allow yourself to feel how you're feeling. Don't just like stifle it down, you know what I mean? But I think it's going to be equally as important to kind of be mindful into how your thoughts are impacting the way that you feel, because thoughts become things. And I don't know why, but I feel like for this group, there could be something about like making assumptions about something. It's like there's an energy of not seeing it practically, right? And Spirit is wanting you guys to focus on the practical, the tangible, the material with regard to the situation versus focusing on the illusion or focusing on the feels of the situation. Spirit is saying go beyond the emotion, focus on the facts. Okay? We have some beautiful energies coming through for you guys this month. We have an Ace of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles. So there's something you are investing in. There's an opportunity here for you guys to invest in something new, something that is going to allow you to grow and flourish and be prosperous from a material standpoint. It could be something where you guys are emotionally attached to like an outcome as well. I get that for some of you. Maybe there's something about this opportunity that you really want it to go well, or you really want it to like look a certain way. Maybe there are some fluctuations in like the level of success that you feel like you're seeing so far, because it feels like you guys have just started this opportunity coming into the month of June, because the Page of Pentacles is saying that there's been progress, right? There's been a little bit of growth from when this opportunity initially has presented itself to you. But the thing with the Page of Pentacles that's important, you guys, is it's about slow and steady progress. It's about learning. And it's like student energy. Some of you guys could be learning something new or studying something new that's going to lead to abundance or prosperity, like a new path in life. But I do feel that there's something that Spirit is saying, like that you're too like emotionally wrapped up in, that you need to release here, because I think it's impeding the progress or making things seem worse than they actually are for some. Page of Pentacles is also saying to start from curious, right? Let's take a look at how this page is. He's really like examining this pentacle. He's looking at it up and down, side to side. Theoretically, he's like turning it over, studying it, right? So start from curious instead of starting from like defensiveness or triggered or like whatever any potential negative emotion could be for you, right? Spirit is wanting you to focus on the tangible and the practical and not so much on the emotional of it this month. So let's continue. Group one. What else does group one need to know about this month of June for them? What else does pile one need to know, Spirit, about this upcoming month of June and this situation being presented here? Ooh, we have contracts. Cool. Let's see what else. We have action. This is exciting. You guys have a lot of like good things. I feel like you guys are maybe signing a new business contract. Like there's a clear opportunity here with something becoming more official or more solidified in your life. For some of you, this could be like a new work opportunity where you're signing contract. It could be like, even I think of this as an investment with the Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, this could be like about like purchasing a home and like legalities that go along with that. I could see this for some of you as being like launching your own business and, you know, getting your business, you know, set up legally. But there's some new opportunity that you guys are like making more official in your life that's really exciting. And there's an energy of movement, like we're moving forward with this. I feel like there is sort of this, like I feel there's something with financial constraints or finances that you guys might be feeling like you want to go faster, but you're not able to because there's some sort of limit to the amount of resources that you may have. But I feel like, and maybe this is what's causing you to feel frustrated, right? Because the Page of Pentacles, again, it's not, we haven't gotten to that really wealthy, affluent place yet, right? We're still learning how to get there. But the important thing to focus on right now is that you are taking that inspired action toward it. And pentacles, you know, they take time, right? An Ace of Pentacles is like a seed. So it takes time to kind of allow that seed to grow and flourish. The Page of Pentacles is saying that starting from curious, studying, learning everything you need to know is allowing you to take action toward that goal of potentially growing more abundance and having the resources that you need to do whatever it is that you guys are wanting to do. I'm drawn to the black horse. You see how like we have this horse that's going really fast in the foreground and then we have the other one that's going a little slower. You guys might just be going a little bit slower right now, but see, the cool thing about this is like, I think sometimes going slow and steady is actually the one that wins the race, right? That's that saying. And it's because, you know, you're having an opportunity with this Page of Pentacles to take it kind of like step by step and learn and educate yourself along the way, versus when things are moving really fast, things become a blur. Like you can kind of see the blurry energy of this white horse, right? So there's this vibe of like, if I'm going so fast, I'm going to miss out on the learning, right? I'm going to miss out on the important things that I need to know in order to really foundationally set myself up for success. So I think you guys are kind of embodying this slower pace with this month. And maybe there's some like frustration around that, and that's okay. But Spirit is saying like, now's the time to focus on these practical matters, right? Let's think beyond the emotion. Let's go beyond the emotion. Let's transcend or transmute the emotion into something positive. Okay. So let's continue for group one. What else does group one need to know, Spirit, about this month of June for them? Pile one, Spirit. What's next for June for pile one? Ooh, we have a community. This is beautiful. Let's grab one more. We have mature woman. We also have adjudication here. So more kind of like legal stuff coming in, decisions being made for some of you as well. May not literally be legal, but see, look, underneath of this, we have great fortune. I feel like a lot of you guys are making some sort of decision, signing a contract. It's like you're weighing the options of what you want to do this month, really educating yourself, studying and learning, taking the slower path to be sure before you just go forward with quickness, right? Rushing through. But this is leading to prosperity for you, a period of time where like you are going to see some improvement to your financial situation from this. And filling up those resources again, which is very exciting. And this is a period of time, right? The Great Fortune, it does signify a long, not a super long period of time, but like this next phase when you guys are getting this set up is going to feel more prosperous and abundant for you. I also see that you guys have an emphasis this month on community. So maybe this is about like you serving your community through whatever business venture this is, or job this is, or opportunity that this is. This could also be referring to things like social life as well. You know, getting out in the community, connecting with people could be significant to what you're going through this month. And there's also this sense with a mature woman of like, it's just an interesting juxtaposition, right? Like we've got, if we look at this community of people here, they look like they've been through it, right? They don't necessarily look like they're the most affluent, but they look happy. They look happy and they look warm, and there's this really inviting place for them to go into. And so I'm wondering if for some of you guys, like you're the one that's helping the community or serving the community in some way, or maybe you're in a position of power or experience to be able to support people that need help. But I also think that you guys are learning this month. You're growing and maturing on your own, and you're realizing that like you don't have to be in a rush, right? Sometimes the more mature, wise thing to do is to go a little bit slower. And money isn't everything, is kind of what this card is saying. Now, I'm not going to be Delulu and say that it doesn't matter at all, because obviously you need it to be able to function in our society comfortably. This is just emphasizing that there are other ways that we can frame our mind to see abundance that don't just have to do with the physical, tangible stuff that we have. And it can be relationships, it can be community, it can be the spaces that we're invited into, which is all super beautiful. So pile one, I'm going to have us close out with one more card, and then we're going to move right into charms after this. So let's get a message from the Higher Self Oracle to close out this portion of the reading. So Spirit, messages from pile one's higher self. What do they need to know this upcoming month of June? What does pile one need to know this upcoming month of June? Direction. Wow. Yeah, and trust. It's like, ooh, and then we have transformation here as well. Like you guys are really undergoing something big. Like there's a really big shift that you guys are undertaking in your life right now. And with those big shifts, sometimes it takes time, right? Because this, you can see like, it's like there's this slow transition from like body to spirit, right? In this depiction of it. It's something that's happening and evolving over time. It's not like she's just snapping her fingers and she's transformed, right? And so with this being here, there's like this energy of like, which way do I go? What's the right path? I actually don't think that you guys are confused about your path. I actually think that your higher self has already led you to this place for a specific reason. And this group is trusting in their intuition, right? Trusting in their intuition that like, maybe everything doesn't completely make sense this month yet, or maybe we're not necessarily yielding all of the results that we want to see just yet, but intuitively your higher self knows that this is the right direction for you to be going into. So even if things are not perfect, right? Even if there are things that come up that feel frustrating or triggering or annoying or whatever it is, it's like about just continuing to trust that everything is in balance and you are on the right track. Okay. Wow, this is beautiful, group one. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to clear these cards off of the table, and then we're going to transition into your charms. Hey, group one, welcome back. So we're going to go ahead and go into your charms and dice and see what else you all need to know about the upcoming month of June. So what else, Spirit, for group one? All right. So it looks like we've got, look at this. We have another little pentacle coming up for you all. And then we have the number 8 right here. See, there's something about your social life that is significant this month. I'm going to move these out of the way since they did not land anywhere on the board. We'll set those off to the side. All right, let's get some charms. So group one, Spirit, what else does group one need to know about this upcoming month of June and what's in store for them, please, Spirit? Okay. So pop that there. This one did not land anywhere. We a little teddy bear. That's interesting. Okay. So what is going on with you guys this month? See, there is definitely, I feel, some connection here to you guys helping others or working together with other people with the little B, because the B is going to signify like hard work that you're doing, or some sort of work or collaboration or teamwork, energy, being busy with regard to love and partnerships. Now, I wasn't getting a ton of romantic energy from your reading, but maybe, like, again, going back to this Libra or this like contract energy, I think of Libra, which is about partnerships or contracts or like legal matters and things like that. It just feels like it's more focused on work partnerships or business partnerships for you guys this month. With the button here, you guys could be kind of like securing something with regard to your standing in your community, your social life. You could be continuing to try to push through or kind of get your foot in the door somewhere, I'm hearing. Something about this, though, with the number 8, this is talking about being successful in achieving goals. So you're kind of pushing through with regard to a matter with your social life, solidifying something, buttoning something up, if you will, something that is allowing you to feel successful with regard to other people, partnerships, social circles, things like that. What else? With regard to this opportunity, it's coming up again. See, like there's something about this Ace of Pentacles where it's like there's an opportunity here for you guys to build something for yourself. And this could be something spiritual for you, like a spiritual lesson, or it could be some sort of a spiritual opportunity that's coming through with this contract being here. But it's interesting because you guys have the teddy bear coming up right next to it. And the teddy bear actually is associated with the keyword of trauma. So literally, I think of childhood trauma. And remember, we were getting a little bit of that energy, not necessarily childhood specifically, but there's some sort of trigger for you guys this month, something that's triggering you with regard to what you're doing, whether it's like feeling unworthy, feeling like you're not good enough, or just something about it could be bringing up feelings that are reminiscent to things you experienced in your childhood, right? So there's definitely some sort of a lesson that you're working through with regard to, I feel like, your confidence this month and just like standing in your power and the worthiness, right? Feeling worthy of this opportunity. It could even have to do with like support too. Like maybe a lot of you guys are just feeling like maybe unworthy of support or feeling like you're not getting the support you need, but it's actually here. I see it coming together here, especially with this B here. Like it's giving me this energy of you guys having partners or help. The B talks about teamwork and productivity, and it's coming up with partnerships. Now, heading over to kind of like this side of the board. Let me see. Swan and the cross. So there's definitely like a couple things coming up. So first of all, we have the letter O here under career and business. This could be initials, or this could be like a word of significance, like the initials of a word of significance, a brand, something like that. The only thing I can think of is Olaplex, because that's a beauty brand that I used to work with in my old job. But nothing is really coming to mind. Maybe getting organized or like organization could be significant. This could be different for everyone. But there's something here with career and business with the letter O. But you have the swan here, which also talks about loyalty. But swans, when I think of swans, I also think of partnership, which is coming up over here. So there's definitely like a theme here, you guys, with like partnerships, maybe even working with clients, something about this new opportunity, which is tied to your financial well-being. Maybe some of you guys have loyal clients that are going to be booking with you, something like that, or supporting you, or loyal people within your community that want to support you in your business or whatever endeavors you're undertaking here. And I think a lot of this is actually going to be leading to you feeling pretty good in terms of your well-being. With the playing cards here, this is like faded energy. So there's something, I don't know if it's necessarily connected to this, but I feel like there's some sort of faded shift with regard to your well-being this month as well. But it feels positive. It feels like things are getting better. But I also kind of wonder if this is tied to like the emotional well-being of things too, right? Like maybe some of you guys are really focusing in on mental health this month, really transcending any challenges that you've been facing, you know, really trying to go beyond the emotion. And maybe that's kind of like faded for you guys to have some of this stuff coming up for you this month to work through. Now we have the cross here under home and family. So the cross can be a couple of different things. So it stands for hardships, forgiveness, and unconditional love. So maybe some of those things are all kind of connected for some of you, or maybe one or two of those things stand out. Could again be connected to this teddy bear that we see here, right? Like maybe there's some sort of hardship from childhood that you guys had to endure that's maybe coming up for you a little bit with this opportunity here. This month, or some of the emotions associated with that could be coming up for you. So overall, really beautiful reading, group one. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Like, what do you have planned for the month of June? How does this resonate for you? Any thoughts, any comments, please let me know. And if you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I look forward to seeing you there. Bye. Hey group two, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to be looking into what's ahead for you guys coming up into the month of June, starting with our tarot and oracle cards. And then we're going to be transitioning into charms and dice. So make sure that you're sticking around to the end of your reading for that. But I will also have that section timestamped down below in case you just feel like skipping ahead to that or skipping it all together. So let's go ahead and jump in. So starting us off, group two, we've got the King of Wands. Very confident energy. We have Judgment. We have Responsibility. These cards are so beautiful. I actually just bought both of these decks today that I'm using. So group two. So definitely feeling like this month, there definitely seems to be kind of like the sense of duty that I'm feeling, like fulfilling a duty, being accountable, taking care of your responsibilities and the things that you are accountable to. And with Judgment coming up, it's making me feel like there's something in your life that maybe you guys are contemplating a second chance, or maybe you're kind of contemplating like, am I going to go about this differently this time? Am I going to try it differently? Am I going to take a different approach? Do I even want to like re-welcome this back into my life? You know, Judgment, it's very like life review energy. So this could also be expanded out to like the way you're approaching life in general. Maybe it's not something specific. Maybe for some of you it is, right? It's a general reading. So take it how it aligns for you. But with this card, it's definitely giving this energy of major life review and kind of taking a look at all the different responsibilities that we have and deciding like how we're going to approach this differently. Because Judgment, it's about like being ready to start a new chapter. Like rising to the call, right? Rising to what our higher self is calling us to do, our spirit guides, our angels. You see how she's kind of like being drawn up toward this angel here. So you guys are being called, like you're being called to something different or to do it differently this month. And with this King of Wands, I feel the energy of like confidence coming through really strong, really taking this by the helm, really confidently leading the charge, shifting into that masculine leadership energy. And I'm kind of drawn to this flame. You see the flame that's kind of showing up as a synchronicity in both of these cards. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of life force energy being put into this. So it definitely seems like the approach that you all are taking is one of confidence and leadership and passion and taking charge. But it's kind of interesting, right? Because when I'm looking at this King of Pentacles, King of Wands, even though we can tell that he's very confident, he's kind of like a quiet confidence in this card, right? He looks very zen to me. Just he's there, he's in his power, he's regal. We know that he's the authority. We know that he's in charge, but he doesn't necessarily have to be loud about it. And maybe that's the approach that you guys might be taking. Maybe that's what's different in the way that you're approaching this situation. So let us continue. Group number 2. What else does group 2 need to know, Spirit, about the energy that they're working with this month? Tell us more about these circumstances. Tell us a little bit more, please, Spirit. Group 2. What else does group 2 need to know about the month of June, please, Spirit? Ooh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, we're going to get back to that in a moment. There's more fire that I see. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Why the heck does this card? I feel like he's so creepy and he keeps coming up in these readings lately, you guys. What is going on with you? What's happening with this deception energy? So I kind of feel like this situation, it makes a lot of sense how I was getting kind of more of that laid back King of Wands. I think that you guys are just leaning into confidence that this situation or whatever this is that you're responsible for or that you're waiting to play out or that you're going after, whatever it is, there's an energy of like still having that passion and that fire for it and still wanting it and taking the steps necessary to do what you need to do to get it. But there's also this energy of relaxing and knowing that it's happening in divine timing and that we can't really force the situation, right? Patience is very much reminding me of temperance. It's about kind of letting things happen in divine timing, allowing things to happen when they are divinely guided and ready to happen for us. And you can see that even though she's in this very snowy, cold scene, there's still fire. There's still passion here, right? It's still at her heart. Really, it's kind of more like she's holding it more toward her stomach, but hopefully you guys get what I mean by this. Kind of want to look really quick at the guidebook for this card of responsibility right here. Number 34. Just want to see what other messages this guidebook says about this. So this says, diligently fulfill your responsibilities to yourself, your family, and the world at large. Put all your heart, soul, and effort into fulfilling your dharma and duties. Do everything you can to help out and contribute to all situations you encounter. Renouncing your responsibilities is not appropriate and is considered unwise. Fulfilling your responsibilities while being unattached to the results of such action is wise renunciation. This is actually where I feel that you all are this month. There is like a sense of having to do this, right? And maybe this is a chapter that's closing for you guys really soon. And with the deceit card, it could be that you're waiting and kind of biding your time because this is something you maybe want out of, right? Or maybe there's something about the situation that just doesn't really serve you in your highest good. Or maybe it's not really providing you with the stability or the resources, or maybe even just like the lifestyle that you want. It's almost like maybe this is a situation that makes you guys feel like you're missing out on something, or that you have to be kind of sequestered away while other people get to like have a good time or whatever. That's kind of the energy that I get. So there's like this wisdom here of like sticking it out and fulfilling the duty, not forcing it to come to a close, but knowing that like in divine timing, this is going to end. For now, I'm going to lead the charge, push through, but also be thinking about like what's next for me. It's almost like I'm getting that this deceit card is about you guys like moving in silence and not abandoning what you're supposed to do, but making plans behind the scenes for what's next, with Judgment being here. Okay. So what else, Spirit, does group 2 need to know about the month of June and the situation being presented here? What else, Spirit, for group 2? What else for group 2, please, Spirit? We have Lovers, so it could be choices, decisions needing to be made here, connections of significance. What else? Child. This could have to do with family matters. We also have Journey here at the bottom of the deck, so travel or movement or new things. Yeah. I feel you guys wanting to go somewhere else, or there's like some sort of destination that you're sort of having your eye on that could be outside of like what your current duties allow. Maybe some of you guys are kind of dealing with the fact that like you have, not dealing with, that sounds really wrong, but it could have to do with like responsibilities to like a lover or a family and children specifically for some of you. You know, responsibilities to your family, duties to your family. But these cards can be metaphorical too, right? The child can have to do with giving birth to something new, a new idea, something that's creative, something we created. And there's a lot of creative energy here with the King of Wands. We have the flame here. We have the flames here, right? So there could be this sense of like behind the scenes, group 2, you guys are creating something different for yourself while you're kind of biding your time with whatever this responsible energy is over here. And the Lovers is about making decisions, right? It doesn't necessarily have to always speak to physically like a lover in our life. It has to do with choices, you know, choices and decisions, and aligning ourselves with people, places, and situations that are aligned with us, body, mind, soul, spirit. For some of you, it could have to do with a connection of significance, though. Maybe there's a connection of significance that's involved here. All right, let's get one more card of Spirit, please, for group 2, and then we're going to move into your charms. We have Vision, yeah. This is like basically saying that your higher self has a bigger vision, a greater vision for you. It's about being forward thinking and kind of visualizing the future, visualizing kind of like what you want and what you need. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this group too, to be honest with you. It's like we're biding our time, we're moving through this confidently, we're allowing it to happen in divine timing. We're not going to back out of our responsibilities because that wouldn't be the right thing to do, but we are working behind the scenes on what the greater vision is that we're after. Okay. And I just saw 1111 on my timer as I was saying that. So if you guys have been seeing 1111, there it is again for you as a synchronicity. So I feel like Spirit is saying just like continue to keep your eye on the prize, continue to keep your eye on the bigger vision, the purpose that you're looking towards. I feel like you guys are already being guided this way anyway. So let's see, group 2. We're going to go ahead and clear these charms off the table, and we'll come right back and get into your charms. Hey, group 2. So let's go ahead and get into your dice and your charms and see what else you need to know about this upcoming month of June. All right, so we've got the number 8, or the 8th house here. Full moon. We have, let's see, a pentacle here. This actually came up in the same place in group 1, which is kind of interesting. Mercury. Okay, let's get some charms. Tell us a little bit more, please, Spirit. What else does group 2 need to know about their upcoming month of June? Ooh, yes. You guys definitely have some like career stuff unlocking this month, and some stuff with finances that's kind of interesting here. So let's see. I'm also wondering, as a sidebar, if you guys have an ex that's coming back up this month, because we did have the Lovers. There is like this energy of decisions, or like maybe an ex is someone that's involved in this whole matter. But whenever I see the letter X, I always think of an ex. And it's interesting that it's showing up here with the heart, which has to do with self-love, under your well-being. So maybe this ex, maybe their name starts with the letter Z, right? their presence could be impacting your well-being. And there's this energy of like closing out a chapter here and reflecting on how this X has impacted your well-being, this cycle. But it's interesting in general, you guys, with the full moon being in this well-being section, because judgment is talking about reviewing things in our lives and deciding, like, does this situation serve you long term? Like, it definitely feels like you guys are ready to make some sort of a change here, but you're trying to embrace, allowing things to happen in divine timing and not forcing anything, which I think is good. But yeah, with the full moon, there's something about this situation that we're tapping into today that I do think does impact your well-being in some capacity, your ability of like self-love. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be the X scenario. Like when I think of an X, I also think of like a goal, a target, right? X marks the spot, finding that hidden treasure. So maybe that's something that you guys are unlocking as well, like some sort of a goal that you've set for yourself. And then leading up into this month, you're now reflecting on some of the achievements, the improvements you've seen. And whatever this goal is connected to your well-being or your physical health, like you're seeing some sort of improvement in self-love, and you're able to reflect on and close out that chapter, which is pretty cool. Definitely I'm seeing communication here with Mercury, communication with regard to partnerships, with regard to love. So definitely interesting that we have the Lovers coming up. Again, there definitely seems to be a theme here that maybe partnership doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but some sort of communication with regard to partnership is necessary. And maybe that's like part of what this deceit card is talking about. Like maybe there's been an energy of suppressing how you feel or how you're thinking about things and needing to kind of clear the air with someone that's coming through this month. With the 8th house coming up in finances and wealth, this is really interesting. So this can talk about a lot of different things. It is interesting that we have this like deceit guy with like the coins slipping out of his fingers. 8th house can talk about things like other people's money. So think like inheritances. It can talk about shared resources, like between yourself and a partner, for instance. It can talk about things like taxes. It can talk about things like death and rebirth, those types of themes as well, the spiritual themes. So there's definitely something related to those themes that is significant this month with finances and wealth. I'm just trying to understand, like, there's certainly something here where I feel like there's an undertone of wishing for more or wishing for something else, or maybe feeling like you guys don't have everything that you desire in some way. So I'm wondering if that's tied to the financial stuff here for some of you guys. But we do have this pentacle here. So this pentacle is definitely talking about opportunities. It's talking about prosperity, abundance, opportunities for those things to come through. It also talks about finances. It's coming up here in this section of self too. Finances and feeling supported come up with this pentacle. So it's interesting because it's making me feel like maybe a lot of you guys need to communicate with someone about like needing support, right? Like maybe it's communication with a partner that you need more resources, that you need more support, because maybe you guys are the ones that are always giving and giving, because it's coming up in the self section, right? Which is making me feel like you're the one that has to give your time, your effort, your energy, your resources, and you're going to be communicating to someone significant or to people of significance about like, this is what I need from you to feel more supported myself. It's like a spiritual lesson that I feel you guys are moving through. So Spirit is saying with this button, with the coming up in the advice guidance section, Spirit is saying like, just keep pushing through. Just keep pushing through. And when I think of a button, I think about something being solidified, right? So that it can't fly, your shirt can't fly open, your pants can't fly open, right? So there could be a need to really get something solid, like in writing, or come up with some sort of an arrangement here where it's a little bit more secure. But keep pushing through and keep going. So I think that's what I'm seeing for you, group 2. Please comment below. Let me know how you feel like this resonates with you and your situation, what's been going on with you guys. I love hearing all of your feedback in the comments, so let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hey group 3, and welcome to your reading for the upcoming month of June. We're going to start off by looking into the tarot and oracle cards to see what's coming through for you, and then we'll move into charms and dice, so make sure that you guys are staying till the end for that. I will have that section timestamped down below though, in case you guys prefer to just kind of skip ahead to that part. So let's jump right in. So group 3, starting us off, we have the 5 of Wands. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then we have the Hanged Man. We also have the Divine Well. This is such a beautiful card. All right, group 3. So what's happening this month? So the Divine Well is really interesting coming up as the overall energy or theme here, because this card really speaks to understanding that we have a higher and lower nature residing within. And this card is basically talking about how, like, we decide in any given moment which part we align with. Do we align with the lower aspect, or do we align with the higher aspect? The lower obviously leading to darkness, the higher leaning toward the light. I'm getting messages about Star Wars right now, you know, going to the dark side. I used to have a joke with my old boss whenever I would get frustrated and I would be like aligned with my lower self because I was like annoyed or mad about something or just like thinking negatively. And then I would get over it really quick and I would say, sorry, I went to the dark side for a second, right? And that could be like what you guys are dealing with this month, because this card is really asking you to like elevate yourself and align with the higher nature. And the reason that I feel like Spirit is saying this to you is because we have the 5 of Wands here. And the reason I laughed at this when it came out is because it literally looks like this dude is just like knocking this other dude upside the head, just like going in, right? So there's something here. There's a situation here this month that you guys are feeling kind of frustrated with. Like maybe you guys are wanting to like I don't know, maybe you want to like exert physical violence on someone, or it doesn't have to be that serious. I'm just making jokes right now, but like there's definitely with this 5 of Wands, there's conflict. There's a sense of conflict, wanting to knock someone out. Maybe you guys are feeling highly competitive for some reason this month, feeling like you're needing to take out a competitor, or just it's like fighting this battle to be recognized, wanting to win or something like that. But this energy is like not the vibe. You know what I mean? This 5 of Wands, this conflicted energy, it's when we're kind of aligning more with the lower self, right? The ego. And I feel like Spirit is asking you this month to try to see it and shift it to a different perspective here. That's what this is talking about. It's talking about how we have the capacity to go to the dark side, but we also have the capacity to see it from a different perspective and go to the light. The Hanged Man is about shifting perspective here. So I feel like there's something with you guys where maybe you feel like you have to compete, or you have to fight off, or you have to like maybe go on the offense in some way. But Spirit is saying you actually don't have to, because the Hanged Man is saying maybe what could be supportive to you at this time is to put the situation on ice, pull back from it a little bit, pull back your energy and just let it sit for a second. There's a shift in perspective that's coming to you if you're able to do this. And it could just be thinking about like, you know, maybe understanding whether or not you're seeing the situation clearly, or maybe there's a different way that you can be looking at it in order to get a less conflict sort of result. Does that make, I don't know if that makes sense, but a perspective shift is in order here, is what Spirit is saying. And I feel like they're encouraging you to like not pull an Anakin Skywalker and go down the path of the dark side. Okay. So let's continue. What else, Spirit? So for group 3, what else? Now, I do want to say, like, I'm not a person that feels like every card that looks like this has to automatically always be negative, right? Like sometimes competition is good, right? Sometimes competition is good. Sometimes conflict can be good because it helps to kind of stimulate change. But I just really feel like with the Hanged Man coming up here, there's something about this situation that Spirit is wanting you to look at differently. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be a competition. It doesn't have to be a conflict. It doesn't have to be so hard or difficult right now. So let's see. Group 3. Because I feel like something about that Five of Wands is pulling you guys down into the dark. Okay. What else, Spirit, for group 3? What else do they need to know about this upcoming month of June and this situation? So we have the third chakra coming up. So something about confidence, maybe standing up for yourself, your willpower. Let's see. What else, Spirit, for group 3? Please. Interesting. Okay. So there's something that you guys are being guided to like really release and let go of right now, because whatever this is keeping you stuck. Okay. And I feel like whatever this is like pulling you down, needing it to look a certain way, needing it to be a certain way, needing to feel like you're overcoming someone else or overpowering someone else. I don't know why, but it just feels like there's someone here or something here that you guys are like really frustrated with and that you want to just like take them out, right? You want to prove that you're better than them in some way, but it's bringing you down. It's keeping you kind of stuck in place and it's not helping you to ascend to where you ultimately want to go. And this is why with the Hangman, Spirit is saying it's time to pull back our energy and try to shift perspectives here, because there's something about the situation that like I feel that you guys may not be seeing completely clearly at this time. With the third chakra coming up with the solar plexus here, there's something about your sense of self that's tied into this, like your self-confidence, your life force, your ability to stand up and say, this is who I am. And maybe that's part of it for this group. Like maybe there's comparison energy here where you're comparing yourself to someone else or something else. But the cool thing is like you guys already are this amazing being on your own, right? Like there's not a need to have to compete. There's not a need to have to be taking people out, right? Because it's only, this energy is bringing you down is what I feel. I feel like you all need to stand confident in who you are, is what Spirit is saying here. Maybe for some of you guys, though, there's like a call here to be more confident in dealing with something, rising to the occasion in some capacity, to create some sort of change or to enter into the ring. But you have to make sure that even if you are engaging in competition, it doesn't have to be underhanded. You know what I mean? Like for some of you, this could be a message about like needing to step up and get in the ring a little bit here. But you do it by just being yourself. You do it by just letting your talent, your skill, your ability speak for itself. And maybe that is the shift in perspective here. We don't need to compare to the past. We don't need to compare to someone else. We just need to be ourselves. Right? Let's see. Group 3, tell me a little bit more about the situation for my group 3 viewers. We have the mature man coming through. So elderly, whoop. We also, okay. Ooh, okay. I have a few things coming up here. Let me put this over here. So we've got the mature man, the gift, and then we have adjudication coming up as well. So I don't know why this feels separate to this, because these cards just kind of fell out of the deck So I may pull one more, but these kind of all came up together. I feel like there's something here for you guys about like some sort of money or like a gift of some sort that's coming to you with regard to this mature man. There could be some sort of litigation involved in this as well. Maybe this is coming from like a grandfather. This could be like inheritance energy for some of you, or just maybe this person is supporting you in some way with your resources. Could be something that's helping you with this situation for some. But there's like some sort of support you're getting that's helping you with some sort of decision here. Maybe there's something legal as well. We also have message. Maybe this is connected to all of this. We have occupation. You're getting some sort of news here about something to do with the creative work that you guys do. Feels positive in nature. So I'm not understanding where all this energy is coming from for you guys, because what I see here is you guys getting some sort of good news, something to do with some sort of a gift or support or reward. Something you guys want is coming up this month. Something that might be legal or like more official with this, and it has to do with creative work that you love doing. The thing, though, is interesting is at the bottom of the deck, we have toil and labor, which is giving this energy of the Five of Wands. Like, I feel like you guys could be working really hard to like prove yourself, or working really hard to show that you stand out, that you're better than others. But I feel like this energy is bringing you down to the dark side, because this is like hard work. This is hard labor that we hate. This is the fun stuff right here. I feel like Spirit is wanting you to like release attachment to being competitive right now and just focus on yourself. If that is your situation, group 3. Let's see. Maybe you guys feel like you have to work extra hard with this Five of Wands, like to prove yourself or to stand out. Like, you know, maybe that's where that Five of Wands is coming from. It's like, I got to keep going. I got to keep pushing. I got to keep cranking stuff out. Like, I have to keep producing work, right, in order to stand out to like other people or the competition, right? But I feel like, again, that's pulling you guys down, and it's keeping you attached to like a certain, it's like attachment is talking about when we want a certain result. We want a certain outcome. We want it to look and be a certain way, and it's not manifesting in that way. So we're getting frustrated. And it's like taking us down the path to the dark side. And when you can lean into this, the love of the work you do, the creativity of the work you do, this is what's pulling you back to the light. Okay. So let's grab one more card from your higher self for group 3. Spirit, what else does group 3 need to know about their month of June? We have manifest. Yeah, like you guys are looking to call something in. We also have boundaries here, which is kind of interesting, right? And this makes a lot of sense. Like there's something here with this Five of Wands that is causing you guys to feel like you need to compete with other people, or that you need to take someone out. And I think what Spirit is saying is like that energy is blocking your blessings, and there's a need to maybe set some energetic boundaries, or maybe some verbal boundaries with whoever this person is or whatever this person is. Just set a boundary and focus on your manifestation. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve? What are you wanting to create for yourself this month? Because Spirit is saying with this manifestation card, this is your higher self, right? Saying we have all the tools that we need to stand out. We have all the tools that we need to be successful. We don't have to do all this extra stuff, right? And the thing about manifestation is it's always this very delicate balance of showing the universe that this is what we want through, aligned action, but then also being able to kind of lean back and let the universe show up for us as well and do part of the work. And I think there's something here where you guys are like maybe feeling like you have to do more or do too much in order to compete. And I feel like Spirit is saying you don't need to be doing all of that because you already have everything you need to create what you want. It's not requiring you to toil and labor away. Okay, so we're going to clear these cards off the table, pile 3, and then we're going to move into the charms next. Hey, group 3. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump into the dice and the charms and see what else you guys need to know about your month of June. So Spirit, let us know, please, for group 3. What else is coming through? All right, so we've got, I feel like it's more over here. We have the 9th house. We've got waning crescent moon. Okay, these, I do kind of feel like Sagittarius is here, but this one didn't really land anywhere, so we're going to move that. Oh, and then we have the number 5. That's interesting because you guys have the 5 of Wands. So we'll see what else comes through. What else for group 3, please, Spirit? All right. So we've got news. We have bells here. We have a Christmas tree here. Ooh, we have a crown here. So again, like confidence, being royal, sovereign. Let's see, the letter S, maybe S for financial security. We have a lot here. So let me see. Well, starting off up here with this like clothespin, something with your career and business is being solidified, right? Something is being secured. Something is being solidified here. I also kind of feel, again, like I'm getting this message of the Hanged Man where like, we use a clothespin because we're hanging some clothing up to dry. Like there's something that Spirit is like reiterating that you guys are really being guided to like hang it up to see it from a different perspective here. We have the letter S here with wealth and finances. So there could be something significant starting with the letter S. I'm getting security maybe for some of you, surprises for some of you. We did get that gift energy, right? So there could be, I think, some sort of financial surprise or something with your material support that is surprising coming through this month. Let's see what else. For health and well-being, we have the bird and then we have the 9th house. So there's something about like socializing that's coming through here that's really good for your well-being. Maybe some of you guys are going on like some sort of, with the 9th house, I could see like a spiritual retreat for some of you, or connecting with people who are also sharing in like your spiritual beliefs, or this could also have to do with like culture, travel, whatever it is, it's connected to this category of life. So this could just be really good for your mental health. This could be some sort of health or wellness practice that some of you guys are embarking on. And it has to do with like socializing and some of the themes we discussed here. Definitely some stuff coming up with home and family as well. So we've got the bells, which talk about news, the Christmas tree, which talks about joy, and the sword, which talks about ambitions and personal beliefs, and it's all coming up under home and family. You guys could be receiving some sort of news this month that's bringing joy, that's bringing something exciting or happy to your home and family life, and this is connected to something that you're feeling really ambitious about. And I do feel for a lot of you guys, there's a high level of ambition here because you're working really hard toward getting to something. The spirit and self section, we have the crown, which talks about honor and respect. So I think the thing too to keep in mind, group 3, is that you want to make sure this month that your actions are aligned with honor and respect of self. Like not allowing other people or like tough situations to pull you out of your character and like knock someone over the head, metaphorically, right? And there is something coming up here with partnerships. You have a lot of Sagittarius energy coming through, group 3. We have Sag energy here with love and partnerships. We have it here with the 9th house and socializing. So again, those Sagittarian themes are connected to like your well-being, connected to your partnerships, maybe your love life for some of you guys. You also have the waning crescent moon, which talks about being able to restore and relax, and it's coming up under love and partnerships. There could be a connection here that you guys are like, maybe that's what you need to lean back on, right? Like with the Hanged Man. With that waxing crescent moon, there's an energy of like releasing and letting something go with regard to a partnership of significance or just a partnership in general. This could be someone that you share like spiritual beliefs with, or common culture, or travel, something like that. We have the key too. So there's definitely like, this kind of came up in the middle of the board. So the way that I read this is like, the key talks about unlocking spiritual insight. I feel like this month you guys are having some sort of a spiritual awakening or learning some sort of spiritual lesson. I very much get that with this 5 of Wands and this Hanged Man. Tough energies like this do typically lead to us learning something new. And I think you guys maybe had to go through this 5 of Wands energy in order to like get to the enlightened space that you're ending the month in. So this I feel applies to just like life in general for you. Now we have here the number 5, and then we also have the Swan, which talks about loyalty. So the number 5 is talking about adventure, seeking something new, right? And that's kind of like what this is. You know, the 5 of Wands is like when we're stirring things up because we're bored, or like we want some sort of change that we're not seeing here. And I feel like for some of you, the advice here is to think about these themes, but also remember who's been loyal to you with the Swan. Loyalty is coming up as something that you all need to be mindful of as you move forward this month. Where do your loyalties lie? How is loyalty showing up as a theme in your life, in your partnerships, with yourself? Are you conducting yourself in a way which you feel honors and respects your needs, right? Those types of things. It's okay to seek adventure. I see that a lot actually with this 9th house and the Sag. It's very adventurous energy here. It's clear that you guys are wanting something new, and maybe loyalty is that thing you're looking for. This is kind of what I'm seeing, group 3. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this message here, but please do comment below. Let me know how this resonates and what's going on with you this month of June. What plans do you have? If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I will see you there. Bye.